think it's important for our students to return back to our community so that they can maybe bring back those ideas and experiences that they had living in other parts of the country or state, and bring those ideas back to Medford, and then possibly use them to either advance a current industry in town or perhaps start their own business.
I think the biggest reason is when you take the cream of the crop and you allow them to leave and blossom, and if they don't come back, you have this debilitating effect where all that talent leaves, doesn't come back, doesn't join the community, and we kind of lose on that, the best each time. You'll get a trickle-down effect from new people coming into town and new talent coming in, but I think it's important for people to kind of consider coming back to their hometown to kind of allow it to blossom as they blossom.
Our population is only getting older. The main part of our population is baby boomers. The job market, the building restructuring of our community is dependent on people my age and younger to come back and work, live, be a part of the community.
We have companies like Weather Shield, like Sierra Pacific, like Nestle, Marathon Cheese, smaller corporations or corporations that started previously like Tombstone or Herd. That's very, very special that we have that much employment power, and ultimately to keep that going, we need to have people return who are intelligent, positive, innovative, and willing to make the next move.
To keep our city growing, to keep it where it's at, it'll die off if people don't continue to come back to Medford.
To enter the workforce and raise their own families here.
You need to cultivate not only bringing new people, but you need the people that appreciate the culture. There's a great work ethic in this town, and it's what made this town very unique. There's some industries here that have grown unlike anyone around us, and I think that's because of the people that work here, the work ethic that was handed down, the culture, and understanding where we came from, and maybe more importantly, where we're going. I think what people don't understand about our community is that we offer a lot of the things that larger cities do. As far as athletic events, cultural, it's not that far away to travel to Green Bay or Minneapolis. The advantage that we have is, in a small community, you know everybody, you trust everybody, you can walk away from your house and leave the door unlocked, even if by accident you don't have to worry about it. Your kids can play in the front yard, you don't have to worry about what's going to happen to them. So the quality of life for me is the small community, and I think the other thing that shouldn't be forgotten is cost of living. You can own a very nice home in Medford, go out to eat, and do a lot of things that cost many, many times more in a big city, and I think that gets overlooked sometimes.
Walking down the street and you see familiar faces all the time. When you're down and out and in trouble, there's always somebody to lend a helping hand.
A chance to be together. The people that you grew up with, their parents, their grandparents, you get to be together with a family that's much bigger than just your own.
You see the people that you work with day in and day out, and you get a sense of pride when you get to see them and you get to work with them, not just in your own facility, but when you go in theirs and get to help them out in their endeavors.
We have very good school districts in Taylor County, and I feel like the kids get a better education, or at least get the opportunity to get a better education here in Taylor County.
You can drive 5 minutes and be at work, and I have experienced that you have the opportunity to advance faster in your career.
If I could change one thing about our community, I think it would be our sense of volunteerism. We have a lot of great volunteer programs, but we don't have people to run them, and the people that are running them are aging out.
We live out in a very rural area of northern Taylor County, and our internet is terrible. So that would be one thing that if I could change anything, I would try to get better internet service to the whole Taylor County area.
I think the biggest thing that I would probably change about our community is that fear of change that a lot of people have here. Change is one of those things that, it can be scary at first, but once you dive on into it, it's usually one of the better things that could ever happen.
The one thing that I would change would be buying local. If everybody bought out of town, bought their cars, their insurance, did their banking, bought their food, there wouldn't be a unique community like we have now.
The thing I would change about our community is progressive thinking, moving forward. It is okay to change. We're only going to get better if we change, if we're willing to change and take the steps that we need to do to get there.
convincing everyone that's involved that we need to keep investing in this community. I have a great change in perspective now that I have kids, and the ability for this community to make moves to further our education system, further our athletic facilities, things like that, make sure we have a world-class hospital. Those are the type of things that people are going to look for when they're looking to move to a new position or a new company. And I just want people to understand that good enough isn't good enough anymore.